Luna trotted out onto her balcony. It was night time, and the moon was beginning its slow descent. She had just finished overseeing the dreams of a pony riding an elephant in the middle of a blizzard. Why this pony wanted to do this was beyond her comprehension. However, this was the norm. Ponies dreamed of anything that they felt was out of the realm of possibility. If it frightened them, she'd be there swiftly. But if it made them happy, then she'd just watch from afar, drifting like a cloud in the sky. In front of her, floating gently in her magic, was a cup. It was filled with something very familiar to her ever since she decided to reign jointly with her sister. It was her hard-earned treat for the night, one that she needed to express her gratitude over. Luna loved her coffee. Midnight black, sugary trap, and of careful craft. Coffee was her jittery, delicious desire. She returned to its warmth every night as she stared out into the expanse of stars. It was her comfort in the midst of the looming evil she had had to endure. A long, grueling session of morning court. Luna hated morning court. Ponies moaned and groaned to the point where she felt they did not deserve her attention. They complained over things that needed no pity. No common pony would complain of such minuscule dilemmas, yet these nobles complained about the sun's rays missing the plant they had planted by 0.5 degrees. Who in their right mind thought that it was her job to deal with such a thing? Luna hated nobles. The lineage of nobility? It was a system where ranking was specified by how many bits your house could stuff in their pockets, or if you're closely related to those in charge. Some days Luna wished she could send about half of the nobles in Equestria to the sun, but Celestia wouldn't agree on that proposition for sure. Her sister would rather have her focus on the other half, who help keep Equestria on track, like the Sparkle House, whose undying loyalty to the crown made Luna smile tenfold. She couldn't have enough respect for them. Luna loved sparkles. Her night sky sparkled brightly for all to see. It was like painting on a canvas, except her paint was the stars and the canvas was the sky. For ponies who didn't get to see her sky, they may catch her in public with her mane. The stars there twinkled in the ever so gently flowing breeze that stayed persistent in its measure. Luna hated measuring. Last time she measured something, her Lucky Charm-maned sister yelled at Luna for putting too much flour in her cake. Luna denied this supposed claim. In fact, she proposed that Celestia herself had done it, considering she's the one who edited her own recipe. It's her own fault that Luna added the extra flour in the cake. How could Celestia not consider that too much of the substance would make her bloat? It made Luna disappointed in her sister for being so careless with her diet. Even the nobles had taken notice in Celestia's complete disregard as they spread rumours of the princess's few extra cubic inches on her butt. Still, Luna had faith that her sister would change her diet. After all, Celestia had said recently that she's trying to lose some extra poundage. Luna hated liars. She spotted her sister's good-for-nothing dear nephew sporting his new coat that Celestia supposedly bought him as a present for Hearth's-warming Eve. At least that's what he told her. When Luna asked her sister about it, Celestia laughed. Loudly. Celestia told her he stole it from a nearby provider of coats. Hearing this, Luna erupted in anger and confronted the lying thief. To say she threatened him with being sent to the moon if he hadn't returned the coat by sundown would be an understatement. Luna loved justice. Justice was to be served on a platter full of nice assorted delectables filled with whipped cream or custard. In her eyes, food was the main reason Celestia kept sane. With twilight sparkle breathing down her neck, she could not think straight. Neither could Luna, especially with all these things looming over her. Luckily, the creamy delight sat right in front of her would save her from thinking astray. She took a sip of the coffee and let its warmth embrace her wholly. Luna loved thinking. As the midnight mare stared out into the night, she contemplated her over life. Did she miss something important? Did the male mare not deliver her new copy of All Things Nightly? Did she forget to raise the moon again? She looked up and spotted it. No, she did not forget anything. Luna loved the moon. Part of her loved the moon because that's all she had had for the longest time. A lifeless piece of rock drifting around a place she thought she could never return to. The moon kept her company in the midst of loneliness. Now, being so far from it, she felt she had to repay the moon for helping her in her darkest years. Every night, she showed Equestria how good the moon was. It was a bright one, a beautiful rock that helped complement the stars. Together, they created the magnificent patterns and designs that ponies admired. It gave ponies a reason to look at the night happily instead of being frightened of it. It made Luna happy that every pony enjoyed the night. The moon was lovely, and she wouldn't change a thing about it. Luna loved her sister. There was another thing she wouldn't change for a bit, mostly because even if she could change this mare, Luna felt that it would be doing a disservice to the entirety of Equestria. To this day, Luna could not resist waking up and greeting her sister. For instance, when Luna had walked into Celestia's chambers one early morning, she'd caught Celestia looking out on her balcony, drinking some tea in her royal banana-shaped chalice. However, when Luna decided to prank her sister by making her sister completely frightened, that poor chalice, along with its contents, rained hellfire on top of some poor stallion's head. The stallion was fine, although he had to have his burns treated at the castle's infirmary, but Luna was happy that Celestia was the way she was. In fact, she's still, to this day, learning about her, like how Celestia walked in the same awkward cycle for more than a few minutes before she realized she was even doing it. Yet, she couldn't ever change how Celestia treated her, how behind closed doors Luna got to see how Celestia the pony felt. It made Luna feel special, unlike those subjects who bowed in front of them both. It bothered Luna that Celestia could be so calm in front of them, talking to a large crowd of their subjects like it wasn't even an issue. Luna was a bundle of nerves, after all. Luna hated the word subjects. Luna hated how it accrued a second meaning. She learnt of this when one of the royal servants approached her about a subject that she was studying. Luna realized that she was behind on the modern world, so she cracked open a dictionary and searched the archives on what this second definition meant. She learnt that subjects were those specific categories you'd take when you were in school: math, reading, science, equestrian, development of the body, spellcasting, history, writing, magic and engineering, civil engineering, communications, art, nursing 101, education, the study of wombo, and the most important one of all that Luna wished she had: recess. Luna loved free time. Whenever she had some, she utilised it to her advantage. She had become a very strong, uniform prankster that created the best pranks with her magic. She once pranked the all-powerful, all-knowing Trixie by plugging her own thoughts into Trixie's, causing the poor mare to think that the only real Trixie would know how big her own toe was. Too bad she couldn't figure out what her toe was. Not that she had more than one of those. Luna loved uniformity. Unity in numbers. Something Luna had desired for a long while. She didn't know if she had it, even if she felt like she did. Part of her wanted to take a look back, see if her life was uniform. But the real question was that important? Did she have to have uniformity in her life? Would her ponies like her more if she was more open to the new times? Luna took a long sip of her coffee. The sugary treat danced down her throat, filling her with warmth even in the cold, brisk equestrian night. Did she love being a princess? She looked down at the vast expanse of this wonderful nation, one she and her sister had now reigned over for several years. Luna had been gone for a while, but that didn't mean she didn't get any credit. They'd built this together, at first. That's what their mother had intended for them to do. After being away for so long, she did admire what Celestia had done to maintain Equestria for as long as she did. But it was her turn to do more than just create harmony in this place. She took one final gulp of her coffee and set it aside, the cup being gently placed on the table beside her. The delightful treat stared back at her, the steam still rising off her hot drink. She smiled. Luna loved being a princess. Even if everything made her stressed out to the point of relying on a drink to keep her sane, she wouldn't trade this for anything. She loved her job of making the sun disappear. She loved dream weaving, even if riding an elephant in a blizzard didn't make much sense. She loved the idea of uniformity. She needed to be, after all. Nightmare Moon shan't return again, not if Luna had anything to say about it. She loved her free time, even if it involved a little bit of poison joke. She loved her sister, even if it involved using said poison joke on her just to make her feel a little less stressed too. She loved justice served on a nice platter of desserts and lovely delights. They were a cure-all for her sanity. She loved the night sky, how it twinkled and how it shined. But most importantly, Luna absolutely loved her coffee, even if it kept her up some nights. It gave her time to slow down and just think about how lovely the night was, just like now. She picked up the cup for one final sip. She took this rather large sip before her lips did not find purchase. The liquid of warmth had finally been extinguished, leaving a remnant of its once comfortable embrace. She cursed underneath her breath. She needed to acquire some more of this delightful drink. Hopefully, the maids could fetch her another cup, so she could stay sane for the next day.